Hello everyone, my name is Eleonora Avi. I'm an aviation psychologist, work psychologist, and a PhD candidate in psychology at the University of Verona. I'm so excited to be here today with you to talk about my PhD project, which is the MOMS project. And the aim of this project is to develop and validate a new questionnaire for the assessment of emotional skills in the emergency and pre-hospital care in mountain rescue operations. So let's dive now into the specific context and explain why emotional competencies matter. So firstly, we need to talk about the classical NOTEX model. The NOTEX model is dated back to the beginning of the first years of this century, and they comprise cooperation, that is to say teamwork, leadership, so social skills, and then on the other hand, they comprise cognitive skills, like situational awareness and decision making. Of course, communication is not mentioned because it is so important that it is embedded in the model. And these skills are so important for safety and also for performance. And they have been studied in the aviation context, but can be easily translated into other contexts, like, for example, healthcare context. Usually, non-technical skills are considered essential in order to translate technical skills into practice. But what does it happen in high stressful conditions? So this is a very important topic because when we are under a very stressful condition, our way of thinking changes, our way of behaving changes. And in this sense, we can affirm, we can state that emotional competencies shape non-technical skills and, of course, technical skills. The natural consequence of this is that emotional skills are competencies that can be protective for both safety and well-being of the operators. This is the reason why we decided to study more deeply such emotional skills in this specific context. The theoretical foundation is the process model of emotion regulation of Gross for what concerns emotion regulation. And then we have various models for empathy. One of them is the DCT and Jackson empathy model. And we are especially interested in the use of emotional empathy and cognitive empathy. So these are the two declinations of empathy that we are assessing in our work. And then, of course, what I was mentioning before, we believe that emotional competencies are enablers of situational awareness and crew safety and patient safety. So let's talk about the MOMS instrument, the MOMS questionnaire that we are developing and validating. The MOMS is specifically developed for emergency medical services crews, and they include medical dispatch centers for sure, CAMS pilots and hoist operators, so the aviation crew, Then we have the healthcare crew, nurses and physicians, and mountain rescuers. But not only, we also have ambulance drivers and also physicians and nurses working in ambulances and cars. The initial instrument was developed around 8 different constructs, 3 items per construct for a total number of 24 items. And this first instrument has been refined through a psychometric analysis like EFA and CFA. So far, a total number of 544 questionnaires, all online, have been collected, but some of them were not valid due to missing data, or unfortunately, some subjects have answered just putting always the same number in the scoring, or they have answered in a very short time or very long time, and so these specific entries have been deleted and not considered valid. So the final number of our sample is of 468 items, responses. Then, in order to perform the exploratory and confirmatory analysis, factor analysis, the sample has been randomized, and then the randomized sample have been split in 2 sub-samples. The first one was used for the exploratory, and the second one was used for the confirmatory factor analysis. So each subsample is made up of 234 subjects. By the way, the participants are all EMS operators working in mountain areas in Italy, and the questionnaire is in Italian language, but we intend to validate it also in German. Hope we succeed in it. So the initial structure was made up of 24 items, and the intermediate structure after EFA and SPFA is made up of 6 constructs measured by 17 items. What are these? The first construct is attentional deployment. This belongs to emotion regulation, and it refers to the strategic direction of attention during critical incidents. Then we have the reappraisal after the event has happened. So we have also the suppression during the event. We have cognitive empathy, and then affective empathy in case of pleasant emotions, and affective empathy in case of unpleasant emotions. So our refinement process regarding the first structure with 8 constructs comprises the suppression after the event has been removed. This is because it is not in line with the literature, and the same was made for reappraisal during the event, because usually reappraisal occurs after the event has occurred and not during the event. And then we had to cancel an item number 3 of the reappraisal after, because it was during the exploratory factor analysis, it was loading also on attentional deployment, and so it was not clear where this item was standing, and it was ambiguous, and we decided to take it out of our project. So this is the final MOMS instrument structure. And these are some preliminary data after we are in the intermediate, because the final landing point will be to have a single item for each construct. So this is the framework with 3 items per construct after having eliminated 2 constructs and 1 item, so a total number of 6 items. And so we have 17 items, and this is the result from the confirmatory factor analysis. And we have an RMSEA result that is very good, but now we need to do all the rest of the work for the validation of the single item questionnaire, 1 item for each construct. So what are the next steps? We need to check on convergent validity with other instruments that we have already collected the data. The instruments used are DERS, ERQ, EQ, and IRI questionnaires. Then we need to select 1 item per construct. And then we have to test reliability through test-retest procedure. We have already implemented the retest, but we have not received so many so far, because we are around 160 questionnaires for the test-retest, and we aim to receive more. And then we have to achieve the final tool for field deployment. What are the clinical and operational implications of the MOMS project? We need to go beyond classical notex and include emotional skills that can really drive non-technical skills and technical skills. We have a rapid assessment tool, which is very important in emergency context. We have new material for enhanced crew resource management training and crisis resource management training. And this will be an interdisciplinary bridge across various disciplines like psychology, mountain rescue, and healthcare. I thank you all for your attention. And if you want to know more, these are our contact details, my personal contact, my tutor, and my co-tutor at the University of Verona. Thank you so much for your attention.